These are the SOUNDPEATS H3. Instead of building these like typical earbuds, SOUNDPEATS built them like an Audiophile IEM, and that kind of immediately caught our attention. SOUNDPEATS did send these to us to review, but this video is not sponsored in any way, and our opinions are our own. Let's talk about some of the headline features, and I think this is where these are a little bit unusual. Aren't using a single driver, or even two drivers. There are 3 drivers built into each earbud. Inside each, you get a 12mm dynamic driver and 2 balanced armature drivers. The dynamic driver usually handles bass. The balanced armatures handle details like vocals and higher frequencies. So each driver gets a specific job here. Something we don't normally see at about the $100, $120 point, that these are running around $100 to $120.
I think it was $120.
And you can usually find a pretty good price on Amazon.
Design-wise, these are pretty simple. They're nothing flashy. Case is compact, pocket-friendly, and it has USB-C charging. So the earbuds themselves feel well made. They're not luxury tier materials, but they're definitely solid, especially for the price. And the fit is going to depend on your ears. For me, they stay secure, even walking around and moving quite a bit in the gym. I typically don't like these kinds of the in-ear earbuds. Most fall out or are a little uncomfortable for me. I typically wear over the ear. These are actually pretty good. They're comfortable and they fit me well. And they, like I said, they stay in place.
Yeah, I will say that, so Nick and I are about 6'1" and 2-ish, 6'2".
6'5".
Yeah, 6'5". In-ear fit is really hard for us. Apple AirPods ears. Fall out. Most often they're just—
I can hear you.
Yes. Most often they're just too small. These actually fit us both really well. So they are a bit on the larger fit side. So if you do have a much smaller ear, these may not be the best for you, but hey, bigger guys like us, these fit really well. So the H3 feature list is actually pretty impressive. Of course, you get Bluetooth, you get multi-point connection, IPX5 water resistance, adaptive noise cancellation, and support for some serious audio codecs, which is where things get kind of interesting on these. You get LDAC, you get aptX adaptive, and you even get aptX lossless, which means if your device supports it, you're getting a much higher quality wireless audio stream than most people are used to. Also transparency mode, all of the regular features of ANC, and they work pretty well. We're gonna talk a little bit more about that in a minute, but pretty good for those features.
You also get Snapdragon sound certification. Again, another feature we don't usually expect in this price range. There's also a companion app. Nothing revolutionary, but it gives you EQ options as well as ANC and transparency controls. It does have some interesting features though, like game mode and an adaptive EQ that basically gives you a hearing test to find the best EQ for you. We found that the other EQ options worked better for us though. There's even a Find My Device feature built in that seems accurate, which is a nice feature to have.
The EQ thing didn't work great for me. I much preferred either setting my own or using like the bass boost or the pre-built EQs.
Right.
But the Find My Device works pretty well. It shows it right here at the house, and I thought that was actually pretty cool to have it, you know, built into your headphones like this. Yeah, this is the reason why you would buy these, and that's really sound quality. I think this is really where it succeeded for me, not really knowing a lot about SOUNDPEATS going into this.
Yeah.
The first thing I noticed was separation. Individual instruments have room to breathe on these. You don't get that wall of sound that sometimes happens with wireless earbuds, especially less expensive wireless earbuds. Instrument separation is honestly hard to find at this price, especially in wireless earbuds. You can pick out much more details than I expected here.
And the bass is strong, but it's still controlled. There's enough low end to make it work for me. I mean, I like bass more than anything else, but it doesn't overwhelm like the rest of the music, which is always a plus. Vocals are excellent. Everything comes through super clean, super clear, natural. Like my dad said, there's good separation with all the instruments.
Yeah, and the bass boost on these works really well. It's one of the pre-built EQs.
It's actually noticeable and it doesn't ruin everything else. Sometimes you click it and then it's all you can hear. But
I was impressed. Impressed by sound quality on these.
The
treble is where these really start feeling more expensive also. I think there's lots of detail, there's lots of texture without becoming, you know, sharp or fatiguing like sometimes you find in this price point especially. Soundstage, again, surprisingly wide. Again, these are earbuds, so let's be realistic. But compared to most of the wireless earbuds we've tested, you know, pretty recently, they sound bigger than you'd expect.
Yeah, the best compliment I can give them is this. They don't sound like you're listening to good wireless earbuds. They sound like you're listening to like good headphones that happen to be wireless, and that's It's a good compliment.
I think it's a good compliment. I think it's also what they're going for. I think they're going for, a wireless IEM instead of a wired IEM. So I think that they've succeeded in that here on the H3. Noise cancellation on these is good. It's not class leading, but it's good. If you're expecting, Bose or Sony flagship performance, that's not what you're going to get here, but it absolutely works. Transparency mode as well works. Call quality was also very good. I always test call quality with earphones or earbuds. No complaints. People could hear me clearly.
So a few negatives. Battery life drops significantly if you're running LDAC and noise cancellation together. There was also no wireless charging, which some people are going to miss. Being able to get 2 hours of use from a 10-minute charge is pretty good, and it takes 1 hour to fully charge the earphones and about 2 to fully charge the case, so it's not too bad. We rate everything on 4 categories: value, design, real-world usability, and function. So here's our Your Glory Days score for the SOUNDPEATS H3. The sound quality, comfort, and value are excellent. These will not replace the AirPods Pro or Sony XM6, but for $100, these are a great choice for excellent sound in a wireless IEM. These are definitely a recommended buy from us, and we will have the link in the description.
Who should buy these? If your top priority is noise cancellation, you would probably look at something like the Sony or the Bose. If your top priority is the absolute lowest price, there are cheaper options. But if your priority is sound quality, you want wireless earbuds that feel like they were designed by people who really care about audio quality, the H3 is really easy to recommend. I was actually super impressed with these. These are my first SOUNDPEATS experience, so I didn't know what I was going to be hearing here, and very impressed. Again, the fit is a big deal for me.
We weren't
the fit is
expecting
excellent for us. That's rare for us, especially with the in-ear, so that was great. If you've been getting into IEMs, but you also like the idea of having some separation and having them wireless, this is where the H3 fit in. A recommended buy from us.
This is, by the way, the huge 1,000 subscriber special.
I think we're over.
Right.
A little over for
Something like 1,005.
1,005.
I think that we also recommend that you subscribe so we can soon get to a 1,100 subscriber special.
And thank you all for everyone who's been watching and subscribing so far. We've got a lot more to come. We'll see you soon.